Welcome to the Outdoor Biz Podcast, your home for inspiring conversations with outdoor insiders. Each week, author, speaker, adventurer, and outdoor industry veteran Rick Saez talks in depth with iconic brand founders, sales and marketing pros, product designers, and industry rising stars. Listen in when Rick's guests offer actionable advice to land your ideal industry gig and grow your outdoor career. Catch us again when the conversation shifts to the hottest outdoor products, destinations, and the latest industry insights. And now, here's Rick.
Welcome to episode 304 of the Outdoor Biz Podcast with four-wheel camper ambassadors and Seager Clothing founders Elliott Shaw, Case Anderson, and Mattson Smith. Brought to you this month by Four Wheel Campers. Elliott, Case, and Mattson founded Seager in 2015 to uphold the grit and ruggedness of the Old West through community, experiences, and apparel. We dig deeper into the meaning of grit, how they started the company, and hear a few Seager stories, too. How's it going today, guys?
It is going great. For having us.
How we doing? San Clemente, nice and warm down there today, I'll bet, huh?
Oh, yeah. Actually, rain coming tomorrow, funny enough.
It's cold this morning.
It was 41 degrees this morning. Chilly. It's cold for here.
Yeah. It was 30 here this morning, so it's chilly in Bishop.
Oh, wow.
But,
you get some snow yet?
Not in Bishop. The mountains have snow. We got some. Mammoth got a little bit the other day, and then we have more on the way apparently Saturday. And now we're in between. Here, when it's in between storms, we just get 50 feet of wind, and it's cold. So that's what we got.
It's just coming.
Yeah, exactly. But the colors are all the trees are gold. The colors are all popping. So it's a beautiful time to be here.
Yeah, Bishop's awesome.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. So let's start with how you guys were introduced to the outdoors. Casey, you want to kick us off?
Oh, how was I introduced to the outdoors? I guess when I was a kid, my mom is a big beach fan, and I would honestly go to the beach a lot. And whether I was boogie boarding or body surfing or playing volleyball and just hanging out on the beach, running around making sand castles, I feel like the beach was like my first outdoor experience. So this just going to different beaches in Southern California, really my first experience of the outdoors.
And did you guys migrate into camping? Did you do camping later on in life, or how'd you get to the camping world?
Yeah, my mom's a teacher, so we never did any elaborate holidays or elaborate trips. So we definitely camped a lot. We would camp at state parks a lot. So that was definitely something big, was camping at San Elijo State Park or San Clemente State Park. Did that a lot growing up.
Yeah, I did that all the time in high school. Man, we were down there a lot. And then I'd go down there surfing once I could drive. Spent a lot of time in those campgrounds as well. Pretty fun.
Good spot. Yeah, great spot.
Yeah. Mattson, how about you?
I grew up in San Diego, and my grandpa was a captain of a fishing boat for his whole life in the outdoors, fishing a ton. I would work on boats through high school, and then my dad also was a professional surfer, so I do a lot of surfing trips as well. And then as far as land goes, I was completely enamored with anything that didn't have to do with the sea because I was around that so much. I actually drove out to Julian, California, which is East San Diego, so much that I ended up getting a job out there as a bartender. And yeah, it was just one of those things where on the weekends, as soon as I got a car, I'd just drive out there every weekend, get to know the people out there and go hike.
Yeah, all around Julian. I was going to ask you about your dad's fishing boat. Was that an offshore boat? Did you guys go out for tuna and that kind of thing, or what?
Yeah. It was my grandpa actually.
Grandpa's boat. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been a fisherman for 70 years, 6-packs and commercial fishing and whatnot. But when the time came to when I was born and growing up, he had already upgraded up to 50-foot vessel, which is where he basically would live on that thing and take us out all the time, just deep sea fishing.
Very cool.
Up the islands and stuff. It was awesome.
That's pretty cool. And so you ran around the Cuyamaca Mountains. Did you go to Palomar as well, camping out there and all that?
Oh yeah. I was completely obsessed with it, and still am.
And Zabrego too.
It's pretty sick. Oh yeah,
it is. Yeah.
I was just out there this past weekend actually, and it's funny. It's like a little sliver in my eyes of Montana. You get by Mount Laguna area. It's like, what the heck? It's so it's like open rolling hills with pines scattered. It's beautiful out there.
Pretty cool. Yeah, I taught sixth grade camp at Palomar for about 4
Oh, really?
years,
Oh, wow.
right out of
I
college.
went
Yeah.
to sixth grade camp out there.
Oh, you did? Wow, that's funny.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What years
Yeah,
did
I
you do?
graduated college with an outdoor rec degree and got an internship out there, and then ended up sticking on as I don't think I was an actual teacher, but I was a teacher, whatever right before you become a teacher is. But it was pretty fun, hiking all around the mountains and teaching pond biology and all that crazy stuff. So did you go to Cuyamaca sixth grade camp?
I went to, what was it? I can't remember the name. Oh, wait. Something took my tongue. It's actually just outside of Julian. It was so freaking fun. That also opened my eyes to that whole area, too. Like, going out in the nighttime and chasing around frogs and stuff. And,
yeah.
Like, saying,
pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a lot of inspiration for Seager, too. Just being out in, like, the wilderness, just, like, old mining town, the western vibe, and everything. And then figuring out, like, shooting guns out there. And that inspiration was huge.
Wide open spaces. Yep. Elliott, how about you? How'd you get into the outdoors?
I guess for me, it was through my dad. My mom is definitely not much. Sorry, Mom, if you're listening to this, but she's not much of an outdoors person, which is fine. Not everyone is. But my dad grew up in England, and his dad used to take him camping all the time when he was growing up, and that was their father-son bonding time. I think is a pretty normal thing to do. And so my dad did the same thing. And we didn't do Boy Scouts. We did, like, was it Native American guides or something? Indian guides.
No, Indian guides.
We did. Yeah, I did that with my dad and my brother. I don't even know when you start, but I was, I think, a toddler or something like that. And camping trips, projects, that sort of like community kid camping.
Yeah, it's a YMCA thing, isn't it? I think it's a YMCA thing.
I don't know, because I know that Boy Scouts is. I was looking into this at an older age, so I was curious about it. I feel like
I don't remember. I'll have to look it up.
I don't remember, but nonetheless, it was awesome. It took us to like Catalina, which was sick. That was a fun one, and honestly, a lot of nearby campgrounds, which was cool because it was just more like bonding with your family and friends and stuff out there. But that was as a kid and whatnot. But that was definitely the first focused camping experience I had, other than just going to the beach with my family, like Case was saying. Which around here is just what your parents just take you to the beach, and then you have free range to just run around, which is so nice.
Yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of cool spots to camp down there and hike and stuff down there. I spent years down there. My parents moved to Carlsbad after we moved out of Fontana, and then teaching at Palomar and stuff. There's a lot of cool things to do outside down there.
Yeah, endless places that you can find.
Yeah. Lifetime of stuff to do. So on your website, you say that Seager was founded in 2015 by a group of friends inspired to uphold the grit and ruggedness of the Old West through community experiences and apparel. Let's start with first, how did you guys meet? And then how did you guys come up with that idea for Seager?
It goes way back. We'll probably end up going on some tangents here, but
that's cool. Fine.
Just forewarning. But Case and I met in sixth grade. Middle school, honestly, like one neighborhood apart. Met in sixth grade. We're friends, obviously, ever since. And Mattson and I met in college. We both got recruited for volleyball, funny enough, down at UC San Diego. Mattson's from La Jolla. And so we met there. And so that is the trifecta of friendship there.
Mm-hmm.
And
you were the center of the trifecta.
Me?
You're the center.
I did lull you guys together there, didn't I? Yeah.
So you're the ringleader? Is that you the ringleader?
I'm definitely not the ringleader, but I guess I round them up. But yeah, I mean, just like we were saying in those initial stories of connecting with the outdoors, we all registered or embodied that sort of energy, which I think a lot of people do. It's just some people may not act on it as much. Maybe it's just a pastime, like camp occasionally or something. Some people push it more than others. And I think at that time, early, which is generally, I think it was about our sophomore year of college, when we actually got going full speed in 2015, if I'm not mistaken, 2014. And
half speed, full speed.
Yeah, half speed, full speed. But around that time, we were, getting more and more excited, whether that was surfing or camping or mountain biking, hiking, all the above. We just got more excited in those sorts of activities. Obviously, trying to get our homework done, but it was the mountains were calling, if you will. And so we were trying to figure out a way to channel that and figuring out what our major was going to be, what we wanted to do after we graduated. And so in that sort of creative confusion, we decided to give it a go and maybe make our own clothing company. We were excited in the action sports space.
Butt in
there. That's what this is for.
Yeah, I was writing it. Elliott just got married last week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's so random. Thank you.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you.
This reminded me of that. So I wrote a note to him. I won't say it.
Oh, it's right here. I have it with me.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Don't know what it is.
That's a long one.
Yeah. I cared about you.
Thank you.
But in that note, I kind of thought back when I was writing it, what started the flame for to make a clothing company at all in the outdoors. And I just remember, out of all of our friends, there was always Elliott to bounce ideas off of, like, wilderness wise. And if I wanted to go out to Julian, talk about how I wanted to go be a trail maker in Montana or a ranch hand in Idaho or like whatever it was, he was always the one that was like, dude, I'm down. Let's figure that out. Let's go, like, let's go be outdoors while everyone else is drinking and partying. We did that too. But yeah.
For any adventure, whatever you're doing, I'm game. Let's do it.
Yeah, just about. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were like, you know, driving out places by ourselves, which is funny. But there was that spark where we're like, there's not really like a clothing company out there that embodies outdoorsness or Western feel with. So there's some other companies that do it and it's flashy than we liked, or they didn't make the products that we wanted to like necessarily wear or like be involved with. So we're like, why don't we just try this ourselves? We made some products.
How did you come up on apparel? How did you come on clothing? What was the clothing inspiration as opposed to?
Pretty much, yeah.
But it could have been packs or bags, or it could have been coffee, or it could have been some alcohol.
Honestly, we started with little knowledge of like how to make clothes and actually like even how to design what to do. But we just knew we wanted to like make things that represented like ourselves and what we were like desiring, really like where we were going, what we wanted to do. In terms of clothing, we really just started with a t-shirt because we knew someone that had a printing press.
Gotcha.
And we made a single t-shirt. Maybe we made 2 t-shirts, like 20 units of each t-shirt.
As few as we could.
Yeah. And legitimately like sold them to like our closest friends and family. And we're just like,
cool.
Yeah, we did it.
We got something here. Yeah, right on. Yeah.
Yeah. It was more than just knowing a t-shirt guy though. Like,
for sure.
It was already a clothing idea in the beginning, but I think it also goes to the point that we just didn't have the wherewithal to start with another product. Like we were too young and we were trying to like be college students, and the easiest thing and the best way to push the Western grit side, if you will, was just to make t-shirts.
The clothing industry initially was what drew us in. So I think we thought beyond clothing in the future. We're planning on, like you said, packs and bags, things like that. But that was light years ahead of what we knew we could handle at the time. We kind of had to fake it till you make it as a clothing company, you know, which, as I'm sure you've seen, you have to start with something. T-shirts, hats, all the easy stuff.
Right. Did you guys work retail? What were the jobs you had? Did you sell clothes?
Yeah, I think we all did.
Okay.
I worked retail for about like 7 years at maybe 5 different shops. And so Case worked at 2?
Worked at Becker and Surf Lessons at Thalia.
And then we did 2 as well. We all had experience there, which, like Mattson was saying, like we had some ins. Like we knew generally where to go, who to ask for certain things, but we definitely had zero experience like actually making something from idea to product. That we had never done.
And
everyone and their moms. Oh, sorry. I was going to say everyone and their mom starts a clothing company, so it's a miracle that we got out of it.
Yeah, it's true.
There's a lot of them. Yeah, not a lot of them make it. Yeah. Did you?
True.
When you were doing retail, did you design anything? Did you guys draw anything? Was there any design ideas in your background? Any of that thing? So when you started the apparel, what was that?
The doodles were the biggest part. Like we're all pretty much the creative directors for Seager at the same time, but we don't. Like we basically come up with a concept and then we have professionals finish it up for us.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah. And I see you're doing coffee. That's an interesting offshoot. I love coffee. Everybody loves coffee. Not everybody, but I love coffee. Yeah.
Yeah, coffee has been a fun thing for us.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that. What I saw, it's roasted down. Is that Hidden House? Is that what it is down there somewhere?
Yeah, Hidden House is like a local coffee shop in San Juan, which was like pretty much one of the two places that we would always meet up at when we were like talking about Seager, or what was even before Seager. And so it's funny, it's going full circle for our first coffee product working with Hidden House. Yeah, the steep bag thing is just a cool on-the-go product. So I thought it would make sense with road trips and like camping and just being outdoors, but also just being able to pop in a cup at your house too.
Yeah, makes good sense. Yeah, I like that. So what was your first product? It was a t-shirt?
I think technically that hat. Remember that hat, Dad? We made the worst hat probably of all time. As our first go at it, and we were very disappointed in it. But I think we made one snapback, or maybe it was like this leather strap one.
Yeah, it was a strap back.
Yeah, it was brutal. And then we made, I think, one T-shirt in a couple of colors or something like that.
What was on the hat? Was there just a logo on the hat, or what was on the front? Why was it so bad?
Steer skull. I think it was a steer skull.
Yeah, I think it was a Longhorn steer skull
with stars in the moon.
Yeah, it was cheesy, and it was an illustrator that we worked with. I think it might have been like, who was this, Jake or something?
Yeah.
A tattoo artist.
It was a tattoo artist, and it was just a little cliche, I think. I don't think it embodied, how can you embody a brand that you have in your mind with one hat? I think it was just text. I think we learned our lesson. Wasn't it just the classic?
Yeah, the classic.
It was just text. It just said Seager with some other verbiage on it. Kept it easy on
and
that
Seager,
one.
whered the name Seager come from? How did that come?
Story. Basically,
long story.
Years in the making. It was years in the making, and we originally were going to name ourselves Calico, which is that ghost town out. But like I said earlier, everyone in the mountains makes a brand. So I think like it already had like 6 patent or trademarks for the name for clothing companies, and then like I don't know if you follow basketball, but James Harden posted. Remember that was about it. Yeah, we were thinking about naming
Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, we basically were like, shoot, we got to make up a word. So we ended up spending like a year and a half on like kind of figuring out what that would be. For a long time when we didn't have the time to explain it, we would just say Seager, the ranch that we used to, that our grandpas like worked on back in the day or something like that.
Oh, it's a great name. It's a great name. Yeah. And is it a combination of things, or where sea is the ocean and Gar's garage, or I don't know, making stuff up, spitballing?
It's pretty much, it's spot on. Sea as the ocean, and then the phonetics of Gur is masculine Gur. So we kind of.
That's pretty cool. So tell us about Seager. What kind of products do you offer? I was on your website. Looks like some pretty cool stuff. Walk us through.
Pretty much a little bit of everything in the clothing realm, at least. Like we said, it started with t-shirts, started making snapbacks. The beanies was one of the first items we made. One of the first items we also made was a jacket. And that kind of just pushed us into making more jackets. Yeah. And we have a lot of new jackets actually coming out, which will probably be out by the time. The coffee, a lot of little accoutrements, if you will, bottle openers, stickers, a deck of cards. And I guess it's a little early, but we are coming out with a bag line in spring. So a little bit of everything, just things that like help us on our trips. And we started noticing just making shirts wear Seager twice on your body, and that's a little bit awkward. So maybe you make a hoodie, maybe you make a pair of pants. So we've been exploring all areas of clothing and gear.
I like it. Just stuff that you use functionally. Yeah, it makes total sense. Yeah. Where are they manufactured?
About a little bit in USA, a little bit overseas, and mostly our tees are in Huntington Beach. So we like to keep it close by, but yeah, we obviously see benefits in using overseas too. So we dipped into it a little bit more recently.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. And do you have retailers, or do you only sell online? How does that work?
Both. We're probably about like 60-40, just off the cuff there in terms of online and wholesale. We definitely, like we were talking about before with our retail background, all the shops we worked at are definitely those core mom and pop shops, heritage surf shops in California. Yeah, so we definitely like to keep in those accounts and not push too hard into big box retailers, which obviously that might be jumping ahead a little bit for us, but nonetheless, we definitely like to control the branding. We like to control the narrative of what we're doing just because it is a very specific niche. And so we're definitely trying to focus online, handle that, speak directly to our customers, and then work with those core retailers, big and small, to tell the same narrative that we're pushing. People that can get behind it. Exactly. It's almost like a marketing campaign is how we have always thought of it. We never really thought of wholesale as like a sales channel. We've always saw it as a marketing channel, really. We can just get product into the stores around other brands and around the right people. Quality over quantity. Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. And how did you guys, that's really smart. How did you guys, did you get that through the retail backgrounds that you had? Is that where that
yeah, exactly that. All those retail stores we worked at pretty much focused on those small brands too. So we almost saw it from the other side first.
Yeah.
A lot of brands, again, brands crash and burn early because they went to big box retailers too early on. And from our mentors that were in a little bit older guys that had helped start brands and whatnot, they always said, don't rush into it too heavily. And we just got, lucky that online stores are a really crucial part of businesses nowadays. And so just to be able to pick and choose who we want to show our products to in person is really helpful. But we like to focus online for sure.
Super smart. Who were some of those mentors?
I think was it
Mike for sure.
Mike Lesher. Okay, yeah, that one of our biggest mentors. Yeah, he was VP of sales at I think Hurley, Billabong, and Quicksilver really early on. So and
that's a random connection, actually.
Super kind and put us under his wing. Yeah, we could call him at any time. We still talk to him this day. Not super often, but when we see him, it's like we just saw him. So he's always been super, super helpful.
How did he find you? Randomly.
How did he find you? One of my friends growing up, her mom was in the stock market in New York back in the day. She was. Oh yeah, this is a crazy story. That's not that crazy. Wow. It's pretty short, but nonetheless, she was on Wall Street doing whatever you do over there, making money. And I forgot which brand he was with at the time. Let's just say Quicksilver. And they went public, which is, I still think, a weird move. And he said it was a bad idea. But nonetheless, they went public. And she, I believe, was a broker or some sort. Like she was somehow attached to Quicksilver to help them because she was from the Southern California area as well. Just happened to be in New York. And so they became friends that way. And then, again, she's a family friend. And so she goes, oh, I know this guy. It would be super helpful for you. And I was like, who? And she told me him. I was like, whoa. Yeah, it would be super helpful. And so he came to, I think, our launch event or a random event at Bailey.
I think it was the launch.
And he just rolled up, and he is just a hoot and a half. I don't even know how else to put that guy. He is very entertaining. Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah,
he's a cool guy. Shout out to Mike.
That's awesome. Mike, what's his last name?
Lesher.
Mike
Lesher.
We'll link to that in show notes. Yeah. Good on you, Mike. Keep it up.
Good on you, Mike.
These guys. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So you got any other, you said you might get into bags, any other little, like the accoutrement side, accessory side, anything cooking on that side of things?
Yeah. We,
that you can talk about that you may not want to share everything. Don't give away any secrets.
Let's just say that you can now start camping with us a little bit easier.
Oh, wow.
Oh, cool.
Smooth talker over here.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, we're planning stages for more camp accessories to help kind of push our lifestyle on and for the stuff that we do that'll help us on our trips and anyone else that wants that kind of stuff.
We're going to take a little break and give some love to our sponsor, 4 Wheel Campers. 4 Wheel Campers, located just outside of Sacramento, makes the world's leading pop-up truck campers. They offer 3 different pop-up camper platforms designed to fit the beds of most trucks and go anywhere your truck will take you. And when you reach your destination, within 2 minutes, you'll have your camper popped up, electricity and propane fired up, and be ready for anything, including a comfy night's sleep. Optional accessories include solar power, batteries, sink, stove, fridge, furnace, queen or king size bed, gear racks, and more. If you just want a basic camper to do it yourself, they offer that too. And here's a quick note from Dan Welty, 4 Wheel Campers Vice President, with more on how to find that simple, lightweight, rugged, and comfortable adventure space that's easy on you and your truck.
Give us a shout and we can talk trucks, campers, and adventures. And please check us out on 4wheelcampers.com and visit a showroom in your area.
Now, back to the show. And so you guys also give back quite a bit to support state and national parks to protect the West as it once was. What do you mean by that, as it once was? I can relate to what it was like when I was a kid growing up as a high schooler. There's a lot less people. It's a lot wilder.
Yeah, I guess just the land, then. Our focus definitely is, especially with 1% for the planet, is to give back through the sales that we make as a business to give back to the environment. And we chose to focus on state parks, California state parks, since that's as Case and I both mentioned, that's where we grew up camping and spent a lot of our years in the outdoors. So we thought, and we use it, we'll go to Santa plenty. So we figured, you know what, let's give back to state parks and then the national parks as well. Just from our trips, it just made sense to go along with that. And so the as it once was is definitely a focus on the environment and trying to help better those parks and honestly the public lands as well. And just trying to, what's that old camp phrase? Leave it better than you found it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
yeah,
that sort of energy, all our trips, all our marketing revolves around enjoying those areas and the people who live there or enjoy it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And so just trying to preserve that, I guess, the best we can and even better it. Yeah.
Yeah, good on you. Yeah, we need all the help we can get. I think you guys may have seen it too. We're still in the pandemic as we're recording this. And man, it was the last couple summers, it's just been crazy up here with everybody wanting to get outside, which is great. At the same time, it's overrunning things. So it's good.
Yeah, it is. And the knowledge, that's the thing is everyone's excited to get out there. And I think everyone has that itch to go outdoors. It's just almost prime. That's for us. What we're trying to do is to encourage people, whether you camped maybe one day in your life and you don't really know what you're doing, like trying to help encourage people in a positive way to get out there and give it a go and learn the right way. Don't start fires.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. That goes on. Yeah, that's awesome. Good on you. If I can do anything to help you with that, let me know. Cause that's near and dear to my heart as well. It's really important, especially up here where I live. Yeah. And how did you guys get involved with four-wheel campers? We just talked earlier. You're going to pick up some rigs here before too long after this recording. That's going to be exciting. How'd you guys meet up with Dan and the crew?
Pretty much by chance, honestly.
Really? Huh?
We just wanted to rig out our trucks that we have and get good campers on them and knew that they were like the best campers in the game. So reached out to them and started talking, and that whole crew was super nice and super friendly. So it honestly just started working out really well, and we loved the look of the camper. So it was just like a good mutually beneficial thing to link up and partner up together.
Very cool. What's it like to work with them? It's super fun.
Been great so far. Yeah. They're good people. We haven't, obviously, as I think Mattson said before, we haven't gotten them installed yet, but we are very excited. Even just on the website when we were rigging them out, trying to figure out what we wanted on it. It's hard to pick, to be honest. There's a lot of good stuff on that. Yeah.
They do some amazing things.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. Really, yeah, we'll have to we'll do a quick follow-up call once you get them and take them on your first shakedown trip. Yeah. What was the design process was all online? Did you go up there and visit him, or was it all online?
No, all online.
Wow. So what was that like? That must have been pretty cool.
It was pretty fun. Yeah.
You just kid in the candy store. Exactly. Scroll down. Like, oh my God, I want that. I want that. And then they're like, oh, can I afford that? Yeah, let's go. You know?
Yeah, right on. Yeah. Tell us about the rigs. What are some of your features you're getting and your favorite feature maybe?
I don't know about favorite. It's hard at this point. Again, without the experience of what I'm using all the time. In terms of day-to-day, the solar panel roof that we got, I think we all got those.
Oh, and we got the Project M too.
Yeah, we got the Project M. Those are the Project M. Project
What's
M
that?
is like, I guess it's more of like a bare bones kind of model where it almost looks like I guess they all pop up and they're almost more flush to the car, but it's, I guess, empty on the inside. There's no build out on the inside. It leaves it up to the user. It's more modular, which I'm assuming what the M stands for is my guess.
More of a conventional camper shell.
Yeah.
Which I don't think they've ever offered before. It's mostly been like the classic campers with kitchenettes and stuff. Yeah. It's amazing for all the reasons to be an outdoorsman, but for our particular reasons, we wanted something that was a little bit more gutted. So we could fit things in there and travel further with more gear. And we knew that from our previous rigs that was just super helpful to have that extra space. So when that was an option for the Project M, I was like, okay, we want those. They're like not as dialed and as built out as the other ones. It's exactly what we want. And they still offer so many features. I know. That if you want, you can get it all kitted out with everything that they offer on their website. So.
Oh yeah, cool. They have refrigerators and heaters, and it's amazing what they offer.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get whatever you want in there. Like amazing.
So you're basically you're going modular, so you can take all your own equipment, and then you're gonna like cook out. Basically, still cook outside and take ice chests and that kind of thing, but you have all kinds of.
Yeah, I mean, you could cook inside technically. You could go either we build something. I mean, that's the advantage. You can build it how you want it, and you know,
gotcha.
You can up and root it, you can change it. It's just not permanently built, which is nice. We didn't want to be stuck with some option. Now this trip, say we're going up to Mammoth, and we need to bring a bunch of mountain bikes and a bunch of film equipment. You know, we couldn't fit that in there.
Gotcha. That makes sense, yeah. And why did you choose four-wheel camper? Had you seen those around before? How did you find?
I think four-wheel campers have been just like the most classic-looking camper that I've seen on trucks, and it just looks so good on every truck. Like it doesn't matter what kind of make or model you get, and that's why we wanted to reach out to them immediately. That pop-top roof is so nice.
Oh, makes sense, right? Just brilliant.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah. We got a queen-size bed in there. Yeah. Queen size bed on a regular camper shell. Are you kidding me?
I know.
Yeah. I was talking to Chris Hollinsworth, one of the other four-wheel camper ambassadors. He travels around. He does a bunch of events, like the Susan Komen events and triathlons and stuff. And he says, the bed I have in my four-wheel camper is better than any bed mattress I'm going to get in a hotel room. It's way more comfortable.
Oh, for sure. That's awesome.
Customize it. Yeah, pretty cool.
I haven't laid in it yet, but that's on me. I know. I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool.
The only thing that we were laughing about is like if we're ever urban camping, just popping that thing up in the middle of the city.
With the modular, you can just camp low style. Yeah, ninja camp that style.
Yeah, nobody will know you're in it. Just turn the light on and get in it and crash the light, and away you go. Yeah. And so, what outdoor activities do you guys participate in? It sounds like you mountain bike a lot. What else do you do?
Surfing's a big one for sure. That's definitely on our home turf.
Yeah, surfing, mountain biking, fishing, snowboarding, shooting. Definitely. Yeah.
Do you guys surf every day, pretty much?
Volleyball.
When there's surf, for sure. We definitely try around work. We try and start a little bit later than normal here at the office so that we have us and all the employees have the option of surfing in the morning. Just generally speaking, it's generally better in the morning.
Yeah.
We go the waves of like surfing 3 or 4 days a week. They're honestly like every day. And then we'll go waves, taking like 2 weeks off and just working too hard. And then we'll realize that we need to surf more. So then we surf every day in a row again. And then we get
burnt out.
Work harder. Back and forth.
Yeah. You got to find that sort of combo: mountain bike, surf, hang out at home, gym with laundry. You got to find that combo.
Well, when you find that, let me know, okay? Because I've been looking for it for many years. That's too many things to do. You got any trips coming up? Where you guys headed next? Somewhere? Anything you can talk about coming up?
Yeah, we have a few. Obviously, we're going to Sacramento to put our campers on.
Yeah.
Have some Friendsgiving stuff going on.
We have the Roundup, which is November 6th, but that's after there.
That'll be the past now.
Oh, the Roundup. We'll have to get on a call and talk about that too after you do it.
Panama in January.
Oh, wow.
That'll be a pretty cool one. We're teaming up with this rum company called Kansas Hands. I'm doing like a jungle surf trip. So that'll be pretty
awesome. That sounds like a blast. I've never been to Panama. That'll be fun.
Yeah, we haven't either. We're very excited.
Yeah, it sounds really cool. Everybody I've talked to that's been there says it's pretty cool. See a cheetah, yeah, that'd be cool.
A cheetah, yeah. Jaguars down there, dude. Oh, cheetahs, yeah.
Is it cheetahs, dude?
No,
is it
cheetahs in Africa. Maybe a zoo in
I should know that. I have a photo of a cheetah I saw in Africa. Come on, I took the photo. I should know that. I'm slipping. Do you guys have any suggestions or advice for someone that wants to start their own clothing business or business?
Yeah, I think we'll go one by one and hit it.
Okay. Yeah, I would say my biggest advice would be to use as many friends as you can to get involved with it that are serious, because I've seen, well, I guess there's a magic number there. Maybe that magic number is 3 because it worked out for us. But I've just seen so many come up and go die because they didn't have enough help or they didn't know how to get in. So there's just a lot of work that goes into it. Working numbers and just keep building it. If it's your passion, have other side jobs like we all had. Bartenders that worked at retail stores and stuff like that. So,
yeah. I guess to build off that is perseverance, really. In short, it's, what helped us is just fighting. Like we said, everyone starts a clothing company, and whatever industry you're in, it's a grind. Unless you're starting with insane amount of resources, then you're probably fine. But otherwise, you got to just grind and fight through it, and eventually it pays off, and it's still paying off. Because we're working with friends, really, that pays off more frequently. The little things are more fun, but perseverance in short.
Yeah.
Good. I like it.
I'm back both those answers for sure. Yeah. Pretty much the same thing. It's find people who are willing to commit 4 years of not getting paid and grinding their ass off. That's what we did. And
if you can.
Yeah. If you're the right age and in the right place, and it took us 4 years to get somewhere where we felt confidently push hard into it. So we all sacrificed a lot, and I think you sacrifice a lot to start a business, especially a clothing business.
Yeah, it sounds like it's paying off. Good on you for sticking with it. It's pretty exciting. You guys are doing some cool stuff. Yeah. Do you have any daily routines you guys have to keep your sanity? Probably surfing helps a lot.
Yeah, I think surfing helps a lot, but I like to stretch at least with my eyes closed and meditate in that form every night. Mm-hmm. And then just working out and getting outdoors in general is just always a nice way to keep your sanity. Because a lot of the trips that we go on involve a lot of food and staying up late and debauchery, even though we don't may not portray it much on the road. But after we settle down at a campsite, it's like, oh, where's the whiskey bottle? And we come back hurting. Yeah, it takes a lot out of it. Yeah, so
it does.
Definitely need time to meditate.
Oh, yeah. I'm big on the sauna game.
Yeah.
I know I'm not the only one there, but that's a built-in meditation machine right there. That gets the job done for me.
I never got into saunas much. Yeah, I guess it's pretty good for that,
great.
Though.
Yeah.
How about reading? Are you guys big readers? Do you have any books you give as gifts or favorite books?
We all have our own forms.
I'm a big audiobook guy. We fight all the time.
Yeah. But
makes sense.
I would say Paulo Coelho, or however you pronounce that, is a good author.
Sorry, what was that again?
Paulo Coelho, I think.
Yeah. Coelho or Coelho. Yeah.
Yeah, and he did the Alchemist, and then my favorite go-to is actually on trips are called Louis L'Amour.
Classic.
Yeah, those will pass the time. That's good. Yeah. Anybody else?
I'm all over the place, honestly, as Case and Mattson can attest, with my listening habits, because I'm an Audible guy. But I guess whatever, I get random interests, and I don't share the books enough as I should. I should be more of a giver. But yeah, I'm all over the place. I don't think there's one I could pick. That Patagonia book, in terms of your last question too, was it Let My People Go Surfing?
Yeah.
Yep.
That was a great book. I know we all got
one.
fired up when we read that book.
We're using any books. I'm more podcast, audio style as well. But I read the Morning Brew almost every single morning.
Oh, yeah, I do too. Yeah, funny.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. There's a lot of good ones.
But it's on a lot of different levels. What's going on in the world?
I used to be
Martindale.
You were selling me on that for a minute.
Did I tell you about that?
You told me about it.
Are you trying to get a little commission? Get some friends signed up?
Did you get money for that?
You got an affiliate program with that?
Yeah. No, I think
oh my God, dude, you used me. You used me.
It was a cool thing.
I don't know how I found it. Someone sent it to me too. It's pretty cool. It's in my daily. That's one of those things I peruse every morning. Yeah, I got about 4 or 5 things that I do. Yeah, cool. How about your favorite piece of outdoor gear under $100?
Our last trip, I don't even know if it's under $100, but a jet boil.
That's a good one.
Jet boil is awesome. And we did an overnight camping trip, and basically, the jet boil was how we ate. We didn't have a jet boil, we couldn't eat. So that was our lifeline. It was like a necessity.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta get one too.
Yeah.
I know what you're thinking. Yeah. That water pump.
Yeah.
Oh man, that water filtration pump for backpacking.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was actually just under $100. I have to look at the brand name on it, but that as well. We were thirsty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that brand name
say,
we'll put in the show notes. Yeah, there's a lot of good ones.
I know, I'll have to.
Yeah. I think I was just back in family over there.
I don't know.
Mine would be, I don't think it's 100 actually now that I think about it, but it was really super, super helpful at night, the Kindle, because going back to the reading, you don't have to use a reading light and not to disturb your tent partner or whatever. And
it's true. If you're bored of the view, just read.
If you're a red light, come on.
I'm kidding.
It's dark out.
I'm tired of talking. I'm going to read now. That's awesome. How can people find you guys and follow up? What's the best way? Your website's obviously Seager.com. SeagerCo.com. Sorry. Okay, good. SeagerCo.com.
SeagerCo.com. SeagerCo, Instagram.
That's all. The retailers are all listed on the website too?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, cool. We'll direct everybody to the website. And I look forward to meeting you guys in person up here in Bishop. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, we're always cruising through.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah. Just give a holler. I'm generally here. So, yeah. Cool, guys. Thanks.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of the Outdoor Biz Podcast. Be sure to visit our website, theoutdoorbizpodcast.com, where you'll find show notes with links to everything we talked about and more. Subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts so you'll never miss an episode. And while you're at it, if you found value in this show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes. Or spread the word and tell a friend about the show. That would really help us out too. Be sure to tune in every week. And thanks again for listening to the Outdoor Biz Podcast with Rick Saez.